Hey future people, it's FonyX. Now I'm actually back to playing the game.
After guards, security systems will be your prime area of concern, as they will trigger alarms that bring about heightened security. Trying to destroy these devices is a bad idea. Try instead to get around them. By timing your moves properly, you should be able to do so relatively easily. If an alarm does sound,
If he doesn't come close enough to just take out.
Fortunately, they won't sustain this level of alertness for long. Eventually, they will believe you fled the area.
Okay, now I have to get
and
back
the alarm
quick.
level will drop.
Quick, FonyX, fuck. There we go. Now I have to get around this. And then there's a room in the middle. Oop. Oh yeah, did I avoid him? When you get the stun gun, you can just disable these. Or when you get the invisibility, you can just run through as being invisible. Okay, I think that's the alternate entrance. That's the other camera, which is on a good part of the cycle right now. Fuck. Holy shit, how did they not see me? The camera saw me, but those fucking idiots didn't. I forgot my other important goal of eavesdrop on people to learn what's going on in the world.
Keep it down, man. No one's taking anyone hostage.
So why do we lock them workers up in Assembly Room 1? To make them feel comfortable?
Alright, just wait for Zeke's orders.
All I'm saying is I ain't trying to shoot up anyone who ain't aiming at me. You hear?
Many are now wondering if something else may be going on. Is David Sarif hiding something? For tonight, this is Eliza Cassan reporting to you live from Ficus.
I have the sniper rifle equipped.
Back now to that breaking news coming out of Detroit. Police are still not saying much about the situation, but sources tell me that a militant group of pro-human activists have raided a Sarif Industries plant. Factory workers have been taken hostage, and the entire city holds its collective breath. I doubt I need to remind you folks that this is the second time the biotechnology firm has been attacked. The first time, 6 months ago, on the eve of controversial hearings set to scrutinize the company's research. With those hearings permanently on hold, many are now wondering if something else may be going on. Is David Sarif hiding something? For tonight, this is Eliza Cassan reporting to you live from Ficus.
You know, you can see the inspirations when they wanted them to be knights. Like, look at this guy's headwear.
Sarif Industries plant.
We already heard most of this, but
factory workers have been taken hostage.
We'll use laser cleanup technology to near Earth's junk. Hostage crisis unfolding at Sarif Industries.
You folks that this is the second time
Detroit. Watch Ficus
been attacked.
News for up-to-date coverage.
On the eve of controversial hearings set to scrutinize the company's
also, as in monsoon rains flood
With
Bangladesh.
those hearings permanently on hold, many are
City off guard. Okay. Don't need to go everything. Well, I guess you go. I don't know. The first mission takes place in like a country. In the Middle East, I'm pretty sure. Of the next game, that is. Oh, I'm stupid. Okay, well at least the fucking antivirus in this game is in this level is really weak.
Access granted.
I couldn't put the code, but you don't get any experience for it. Oh look, more French people talking.
So now we are entering into the first SAS zone of this map.
The airlocks.
Yeah, the airlocks. Actually, it's something that we had to add later as we were producing the maps to help the streaming.
Yeah, it's. I think also at that point in the game, we weren't mastering our streaming capabilities as well as we were later on in the game. So basically, it's just your common thing that you see in a lot of games. While this door is locked, we're actually loading the entire room that's in the back, and they were big rooms. Those are the huge lab rooms with a lot of like stuff to do and a lot of stuff to interact with. But what's good about them, and this is how they should be done, is they're thematically kind of inserted. It fits. It's you're in a lab, and this thing looks like it's a place that's gonna, how would you say, Mary, decontaminate you? Is that it? Yeah, decontamination, sterilize you, and so like all the streams and whatnot. So I'm sure for maybe not for everybody, but for certain people, they didn't even realize what was going on. They were just having this steam shower, and then the door opens.
Yeah, I just remember me fighting it the longer I could. I was resisting it because I hate those things in general because it's very artificial. And
oh my god!
It's just we have to load the other portion of the map. Yeah. But like you said, it turned out.
Yeah, at least when they're well, thematically incorporated that way, it works in a good way.
I agree.
I feel like they were being a little catty towards each other. Hopefully he doesn't die from me carrying him around like that. He might have a sore or something. Arm and neck. What? Fill up on stun gun darts. Darn it. A waving frag grenade. Oh, fuck. I wonder what those guys were saying when I walked into the room.
I don't know about the hacker dude. He's awful. Yeah, it feels weird leaving him alone. Like, what's he looking for? Proof that these fuckers are lying to us, I guess. Just as he said. Hope Zeke knows what he's doing. Me too, man. Me too.
Yeah, they don't even talk that much. And we all going to be singing it.
What was that? Get going down!
Oh, fuck. Hopefully it's not one of those glitches where... That guy almost saw me, fuck. It's not gonna be one of those glitches where it like cancels my ghost because one of my saves... I lost ghost. I don't think it was a save though, even. I am impossible to see. What you should definitely not do is mind me. Could always use a concussion grenade. Once you get past this, it becomes way easier. You can just use your energy bars. Fuck, round things are my new bane.
Hey, anyone there?
Shoot. I have to check what that breaks ghost, I think. Fuck. Okay, yeah, that definitely does break ghost. Shit. So I have to be 100% sure I'm gonna hit, because if they see the bullet... Oh, they might have not seen the bullet, I guess. There we go. At least this guy, like, doesn't even think about going over to check.
Looks like something moving around over there.
No, nothing moving around over here. Okay, so your other energy bar also regenerates? Of course it does, actually. I should have known that. Just only one energy bar regenerates. I forgot about that. 45, this guy was fucking loaded. Well, compared to the other guys, I guess. Oh, that's the one with his pistol. I don't even think I need to hide these bodies. Pretty sure I already looted everybody. Oh no, I didn't loot this guy. Okay, I'm gonna turn the commentary back on, I guess. Okay, I'm full up. I should use these frickin' frag grenades, or concussion grenades. Oh, you can still see that on... Okay. Oh, so it says there's a whole, like, side room over here. Oh yeah, there is. I've been there. Oh, I didn't go into the deep room that has loot. Might be able to... Oh yeah, no, wait, I did. Remember. Fuck. Like everything is kind of just the same. Here it is. I mean, like, it's kind of the same stuff that was in the other place. They're making arms. This is probably where Jensen's arms came from. My arms now. Warning, the flash suppression augmentation upgrade may be used to negate the effects of concussion grenades. The shock tech concussion grenade is a non-fragmenting hand-thrown munition that uses explosive overpressure to damage and destroy targets at close range. The version 5 combines the common function of a concussion grenade with noise flash capability of a dispersionary device or flashbang for a 1-2-3 punch. It is effective against organic targets at close quarters and in a confined environment. Has zero effect on robots. Shock Tech 5 version cannot be upgraded, but can be configured for modular use. Combining it with a Mark 87 tactical munition mine template will turn the grenade into a highly effective concussion mine. Drop. I don't think I'm gonna get the ghost bonus. So you get 40.
I don't know about the hack.
Hope Zeke knows what he's doing. Me too, man. Me too. I'm surprised there's no thing here. It's like, we wanted the many side rooms in the game. Where's his friend off to? Probably off smoking a cig of weed.
How am I supposed to know what I'm looking for?
There's 2 storage rooms. She put something in his pocket. Or it's a weapon upgrade. Maybe I should upgrade this pistol. And silence pistol could be my weapon instead of maybe I could just drop the pistol, just one pistol. The pistol is like the most common weapon in the game. So I guess I'll retrieve those. I don't know. Concussion mines I really like, but concussion grenades, well, like, it's just nice to time concussion mines with things. I'm really surprised there's no commentary here. Praxis kit. Now, I haven't looked at these yet in this recording. Obviously, I've looked at them before because I played this game. But the best one to buy first is not Smart Vision. The one I want in order to do more double takedowns. It's a reflex booster. Multiple opponent takedowns.
So now we're facing one of the air vents of the game. Actually, the air
One of
vents.
the
The
biggest-
cleanest air vents in the history of games.
Yeah, the air vents are definitely the cleanest air vents in the history of games. That's true. And also, this was probably one of the biggest challenges
with the lockers.
with the lockers of the entire game of Deus Ex Human Revolution. Like, you would think it would be like AI or hacking or how to make like a story as complex as the one that Mary pulled off or whatever, but no.
No, the air vents.
It was the air vents doors.
And they had to be perfect because they're all over the place.
All over the place. The thing is that when you design something like that, there's a door that needs to open, and you want to make sure that, and especially the air vents, because we would hide them so much, like put crates in front of them or put all sorts of crap in front of them. The way that they open, you want to make sure that it's not going to obstruct these things or obstruct AI or whatever. But at the same time, wanting it to open in a fairly credible way, you know. So we had them that would kind of slide in a spaceship way, like on the side, like, you know, like, which was like, nah, you know, whatever. And eventually, what happened is our lead, Philippe Desrosiers, our lead modeler, which is also has studied engineering and drafting, design, all sorts of things like that. So he's really competent with mechanisms and figuring out how things work. And it might seem very simple when you look at it in the game, and it's like, yeah, this is what, you know, should have been done from the beginning, but it's not always that easy and that obvious. But he ended up thinking about just these hinges that are just kind of pushing the hatch forward and then bringing it upward, and it was that simple.
And that's the final solution. But when you look at how it was made in games before that, like it just opens in a very like kind of like a door, but a trap door.
Yeah.
But the thing is that we could have done that, but we had physical objects. You have the characters, and you always have to think.
AI.
Exactly. You always have to think about if the player's going to get stuck, if it's going to damage the experience and whatnot. And sometimes trivial things become really important things that we need.
And I remember when he made that thing, like how happy I was just for a freaking hatch.
We were all happy.
We were just like, oh my god, this is insane. It's like we almost like went out for a beer or something, you know.
I didn't think that would work. They almost went out for a beer.
Some of the obstacles that can be circumvented by hacking include turrets, cameras, and robots. All you need to do is find a security hub controlling these obstacles and hack it. Capture and fortify programs are your main hacking tools. You can upgrade their ratings via hacking augmentations. A node's rating affects the speed at which the network can process it. Therefore, higher rated nodes will slow the network down. You can slow it down further by fortifying nodes, which will increase their effective rating. You can also use a slow worm to stop the trace process entirely for a few seconds. Finally, to prevent detection when taking over nodes, you can use the nuke virus, which gives you a 0% detection chance. The nuke and stop programs are expendable viruses. Their supplies are limited, so use them wisely. A counter in the top right corner of the screen helps you keep track of them. When hacking, there are 3 types of nodes to capture. Directories are meaningless data holders. They serve no purpose other than to allow you to travel to your destination. APIs are system functions that can be used against the network. They can slow it down by spamming it, or they can lower node ratings to make them easier for you to capture. Data stores contain valuable information that can result in money, programs, or even experience points. Any reward you find on the system will only be yours if you succeed in hacking it. Otherwise, rewards cannot be downloaded and will remain on the system. Aside from cameras and doors, you will not be able to shut down any security device until you get the right augmentation upgrade.
Like, I just forgot how to get past it. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to use a box. Okay, well, that doesn't work. I does still see you. It's like, yeah, I guess I just needed to roll. Neural Interface Protocols, the P-Dot Revolution by Hugh Darrow. First published in Neuroprosthesis Journal Quarterly, Fall 2010. Prior to Darrow Industries' creation of P-Dot electrodes, almost all implanted neurostimulation devices on the market were based on the use of metal electrodes coming into contact with neurotissue. The better the contact, the more useful the device. As an example, over 10,000 patients had had a deep brain electrode inserted to their skull to reduce tremors from Parkinson's disease. Since there are no pain fibers in the brain, the operation performed while the patient was awake. The electrode was inserted into the proper location. The tremor stopped instantly. Unfortunately, the metal electrodes are stiffer than surrounding brain tissue and also prone to the mechanical impacts encountered by the body. Thus, when implanted in tissue, they frequently produce inflammation and sheaths of glial tissue surround them, a situation which not only leads to tissue injury, but also reduces the electrical effectiveness of the device. P-Dot electrodes were a revolutionary development in that they relied on both conducting polymers and live neural cells in their design. The increased biocompatibility and electrical signal transduction properties of the conducting polymer electrodes addressed each of these issues and promised a new generation of implanted electrodes would benefit patients and clinicians. Ah, fuck. I do need to make a room for new hardware. Sorry, concussion grenades, look like your time is up again. Of course, I've got one of each. Well, I guess there was an advanced hacking tutorial. Oh no. You probably don't actually have to hack it. Oh, nice. Alright, so... Oof, if I want that... If you just look and don't do anything. Oh yeah, that's what I dropped. This book I already read. Pocket Secretary, that probably has like the password. I'm gonna read those in a sec. Yeah, password windmill. Okay, I'm not worried. I still have like 30 seconds. Okay, I need to actually hurry a bit though.
Access granted.
I don't have turret domination, or I could like stop it dead in its tracks. know why I went back. But for now, I think I'll just avoid it and pick up the next one. I'm gonna turn on the commentary. I've actually never gone and just like looked at the hacker before. Alright. Okay, I just came back with a frag because I'm pretty sure a frag can kill this thing. I'd better get Ghost for this.
Here, another cutscene.
Okay, I just came back with a frag because I'm pretty sure a frag can kill this thing. Okay. I found a whiskey on this guy. I'm gonna drink the whiskey to give myself more health. And I was kind of messing this up, but it's pretty simple. I just need to save before I go in there. Also, I didn't realize there's commentary here, so I guess I get a commentary comment.
Here we're close to the turret, which is one of the robotic enemy that we have in the game.
It's the first time we see it in the game as well.
Yeah, I think
we
so.
see one that's broken before in
But
that
that's the
level, but
first
that's the
working
first
one,
real
yeah.
working one, yeah.
And one of the things we always said is we wanted to build a world that it's systemic, where all the systems can interact with each other in a very natural way. And one day, I remember, I was like taking the trash can and throwing it at the turret.
You didn't even know if it would work, I remember.
No, I
You weren't
was
sure.
trying,
Yeah.
and some people like you were like, "What are you trying?" I'm just trying to check if what we.
Picking up the
What
trash
we
can,
don't
throwing it on it, pick it up again, throwing it on it.
And some people next to me, they were like, "Oh, you're losing your time. It's never going to blow."
And the
or
trash
whatever."
can probably does like 0.001 point of damage, you know?
And I
It's like,
continued doing it,
like 30 minutes.
and then boom, it
blew.
exploded.
So now you know you can kill
Yeah.
a gun turret with a trash can.
Okay, I guess I didn't know that. I guess because trash cans don't have health. Okay, so what I need to do now is save here, turn on commentary, watch it with commentary.
Here, another cutscene where Jensen's going to interact with a potential enemy. And I remember having discussion with Jesse Sweet, our cinematic director, back in the day, because the constraint I gave him is that I didn't want Jensen in any cutscene with a gun, because we don't know what the player's going to have. And for me, it was really important that the cutscenes were keeping the character that you were building consistent with when we were going into those moments. So for him, it was a real challenge to still have Jensen look badass, and then but not using a gun. And that's why in this one we see with the hacker is that Jensen pulls out his blade from his arm. So it was a way to compensate for the lack of gun.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I said before, you can see the hacker. Somehow managed to screw up doing a cutscene, so doing it again.
Step away from the console. Now! Pritchard, you still there?
Where else would I be?
Patch me to Sarif, now.
Adam, it's David. You got the Typhoon?
Yeah, but you were right about there being something more behind this. Because I've also got a dead purist in here with some pretty interesting cerebral implants.
Don't touch him. We'll need an expert to recover his neural hub, in case it's booby-trapped.
Copy that. What about Sanders?
SWAT's pressuring me to let them off the leash. Find them before they do, and deal with them.
It says don't touch him, but you can elude him. Which is kind of weird. Might screw things up, but I've got a save ready, I guess. Okay, and I did get Ghost. Now that I have 2 points to put in. Can start doing some DTDs.
So here in manufacturing plant, we get close to the bridge where we have the police forces that are fighting the purity.
That was weird.
So here in manufacturing plant, we get close to the. So here in manufacturing plant, we get close to the bridge where we have the police forces that are fighting the purity first.
Storming the plant.
Terrorists, they are storming the plant. And I wanted so badly to have this piece of show don't tell where now that the police are pressuring in the facility and everything, but with playtest we saw that most players never really saw what was happening. Like it was too
it was under their feet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
A lot of ideas during level design itself. We wanted to have windows. We wanted to show how do we showcase this type of event, but this event was only on paper, so it was very hard to actually make sure that every single player was seeing it, and the whole AI versus AI came very, very, very late, right, Pat?
Yeah, like the AI programmer will probably have a different story to that, but you needed to have a faction system when you need to turn like enemies or NPC, they were neutral and they have to know who they are neutral to and who they can attack. So by having like Jensen like taking control of a turret and say this turret now attacks the enemy has to know who is now like used to be his friend, the turret was a friend, now it becomes an enemy. So we had
sounds
that
like Facebook.
Yeah, so we had that system, and this is the beauty with Deus Ex where we built like systemic features, and like then the AI could fight against each other, even if we didn't put too much love. I think it came like at a cost, like of a low cost, but the production might not be impressive, like we wish, like you wish.
One of the concerns as well is that we didn't want to have the player interact with those guys. We really wanted to have AI versus AI and leave them independent. So just because of that, we had to make sure the player was enclosed in a very safe environment. Thus, the infamous corridor with the glass
with the glass floor that no woman is ever going to want to walk over.
Why?
Purity first, PF. This one, yeah. So I guess maybe you can cancel the commentary by walking into the place where you first got it.
Jeez! Any news yet? Zeke hasn't found any juicy secrets that happened to me. But he was possible to find something we could show to Pipes. Are you saying we got nothing? I know, man. I think you really messed up this time. Motherfucker, how are we gonna get out of this mess? Yeah. Oh, shit! Something blown up!
Oh, shoot. I gotta see if that cancels my ghost. It shouldn't, because they don't have any alarms to trigger. As long as... Well, never mind. Now they definitely are. Son of a bitch! Get him!
Any news yet? Zeke hasn't found any juicy secrets.
I think I did it precise, like, no one else heard it, so... Yeah, there we go. This is an ability called Smart Vision.
The second time the biotechnology firm has been attacked. The first time, 6 months ago, on the eve of controversial hearings set to scrutinize the company's research. With those hearings permanently on hold, many are now wondering if something else may be going on. Is David Sarif hiding something? For tonight, this is Alaska.
Oops. Read this. Global Politics Review 2026 edition. Chapter 3, the state of...
Breaking news coming out of Detroit.
Chapter 3, the state of the American disunion. After the 2015 oil crash, the United States found itself in a battled nation from within and without, struggling against the rising economic power of China. Internal pressures have grown, dissent against draconian federal regulations, widening rich poor divisions, extremism, and widespread discontent are weakening a nation that was once a great superpower. Radical choices by the government, suspension of posse comitatus, increased power for FEMA and NSA, the opening of oil reserves. I'm pretty sure posse comitatus means the military is not allowed to act as a police force, but yeah. Have served to bring order, but it may be too late to regain stability. Many states, Texas, Utah, California, are considering secession, where cities like Seattle, Dallas, and Chicago have become fortress states in an attempt to maintain normalcy in a dangerous environment. America struggles to hold itself together against the building pressures of balkanization, but is a fragmenting nation on a downward spiral. Okay, I'm not going to make any comments on that. I probably should, but I'm not going to. Ooh, event.
This is a waste of time. There's no one here.
Yeah, why the hell would anyone be here? Okay. All the way over there, okay. But yeah, I've decided I don't think I really want the item highlighting on. You can't do anything during those little cutscenes. Oh, I forgot what I need to do for maximum experience. Wow, there's a lot of tranquilizer darts in here. Is lead them together for double takedown.
We're gonna get fucked, yo! Stay on him!
It's not that important to get double takedowns, but it does. The way that bounced, I thought legit like there was no chance it was gonna go far enough for that guy to hear. Also, I should have looked at the minimap. If I would have known he was coming, I could have done it faster, and I could have just taken him out. The single takedown, because there's an odd number of enemies anyway. Now that they said they were supposed to look like Crusaders, all I can see is that they're like their outfits seem kind of weird. If they're not Crusaders, like, why is he wearing like a leather cowl? Well, not completely. I mean, this guy's still wearing knee pads. I don't know why he's wearing knee pads. Like, if he gets shot in the knee, they probably won't help. Like, okay. Anyway, I figured out the ultimate distraction tactic, or trapping tactic.
Factory workers have been taken hostage.
I saved because I'm pretty sure this won't count. All that happens is they hear a gunshot. Number 3 is gonna go by. Oh. Or change it up a bit, not really improvise. Need to make sure at least 2 of them are coming. Should have been the second one running and the first one walking, so it kind of might mess it up. There we go. Pretty sure I didn't lose Ghost. What I needed to see if the gunfire made you lose Ghost. If it did.
The controller chip for our water purification system is giving up the Ghost.
So what I'm gonna do is I'll save here. I'll load the autosave before any of this started, and I'll make another save, and I'll just have to remember the 10 save is the right one. I can still hack all of those computers after I take out the guy, like the boss, as in the guy. Oh wow, the conspiracy radio dude actually takes breaks? I didn't ever notice that before. This design's simple arrangement of soft electrodes and electrolyte layers is capable of operating at very low voltages. That'd be useful. I mean, if you're actually having it powered by the brain, it doesn't produce a lot of electricity. It's kind of like just a communication kind of signal.
Don't lie to me. I don't want to hurt you.
I didn't get ghost. I think firing my gun or something stopped me from getting ghost. Okay.
Still not saying much about the situation.
Apparently throwing an object can break ghost, I guess, because I see an object flying out of nowhere. Man, they got a lot of tranquilizer darts just laying around. Wonder what they use them for. I need to see if I got ghost.
If you didn't want to hurt anyone, you should have stayed home tonight.
Okay, I figured out something that I didn't know. Apparently throwing an object can break ghost, I guess, because I see an object flying out of nowhere.
Giving up the ghost.
Oh, also. I'm pretty sure if I fire a gun, but they don't see me firing the gun, I still get ghost. Firing a gun is the best form of, like, distraction. But I'll have to test it to be sure. Shoot. Can I rearrange this bar? I think I can, yeah.
But I will if you don't give me a choice.
That guy's
Back now to that breaking news coming out of Detroit. Police are still not saying much about the situation, but sources tell me that a militant group of pro-human activists factory workers have been taken hostage.
That was pretty awesome.
I doubt I need to remind you folks that this is the second time the biotechnology firm has been attacked. The first time, 6 months ago,
Please don't open the door. Please don't open the door.
scrutinized the company's research. With those hearings permanently on hold, many are
the hell is going on?
something else may be going on. Is David Sarif hiding something? For tonight, this is Eliza Kassan reporting to you live from FICKIN.
At least he hasn't noticed all the guns laying on the ground.
Back now to that breaking news coming out.
That was good. I, like, sucked that second guy into the room.
Police are still not saying much about the situation, but sources tell me that a militant group of pro-human activists have raided the
Just hearing a gunshot shouldn't break ghost.
Don't lie to me. I don't want to hurt you. You're a civilian. But I will if you don't give me a choice. If you didn't want to hurt anyone, You should have stayed home tonight.
Oh, look! Sarif's attack dog! You're here to clean up before the police bust in? He thinks we're breaking the law. Shut up! All you body polluters break laws. You're all the same.
You're gonna have a hard time convincing people you're any different once they hear you had an AUG on your team.
What?
I found your attack dog in the factoring labs, trying to cut through security with his implanted hackware.
Nice try, Cholo. But I would never let one of you freaks on my crew. Back off, Lantern! I got business to take care of, understand? If what you say is true, and I'm not saying it is here, but I gotta check things out. So me and la vieja, we're leaving.
Adam, what's happening? What's your situation? Adam!
Okay, I got Ghost finally.
So here, one of the interesting cutscenes where actually I remember us debating about the fact that everybody in this world were thin. There was no fat people and everything. And since with our skeleton and etc. for all the NPCs in the world, we knew that we couldn't address that thing, and we said, well, at least there might be an opportunity to put some, in some instances, like in cutscenes, to cover the fact that it's not everybody in the world that is thin, right?
Yeah, and we really wanted Josie to be the manager of this, to be slightly heavier than everyone else in the game.
And it was this argument about it would be tough to animate and stuff like that, it's not going to look good. And
that was nonsense.
Yeah, but it was a tough one, but finally we managed to make her slightly more heavy than other characters.
Yeah, and I remember that there were certain people on the team who really were against it, and they were just saying it'll look weird visually, and having a really thin terrorist with this heavy woman just won't work, and I never quite understood the heart of those things. But in the end, it works out really well. And it makes for a really good hostage situation, which is definitely improved.
Yeah, for me, I was loving this. This was one of my favorite scenes because I said, you know, from sound point, there was so much to play with because you got the riot, well, the terrorist attack that's sort of happening outside, but you got, you know, the riot police coming in to handle it. You got cops coming in. You've got a hostage situation. So I mean, the tension level's on 10, which is great. The one thing that was funny when the scene first came to me is we had almost nothing of Josie crying and whimpering, and I thought for a situation like this, the hostage should definitely be like sobbing and whimpering through the whole thing. So we started by adding that, which brought a lot of life to her character during the scene. Like even when there's nothing going on, you can hear her kind of whimpering and sobbing. And I remember, I think we worked a week just getting the timing for the sound. There's a point where a helicopter beam comes right through the room, and I wanted the sound of the helicopter to come with it, to come really close, so it sounded like, you know, they're just, you know, patrolling around and waiting for this guy. That took like almost a week, and again, like JF always says, it's funny how what seems to be the simplest thing can cause so much headaches and be so complicated. Like you're like, we're just sinking a damn light with a sound, but it took forever. But once all the elements came in, this was one of my favorite scenes in the game because I love the actor who played Zeke. I thought he was so good. And his performance, along with Jensen's performance, all the sound, the outside stimuli, her sobbing, it just brought the whole thing together.
Okay, I'm not going to fight Zeke or let Zeke go. I'm going to try to free Josie. Because if you let him go, he takes the hostage. I don't know why he needs it if you're just letting him go. Alright, but I'm going to try to free Josie, because, that's like the way that you do the most.
You go with her.
Stand down, Hanser! I told you, stand down or this bitch is dead.
Bullshit. You're bigger than that. You don't kill civilians.
Damn right. I'm a decorated vet, and I won't be jerked around. I need to find out who's behind this, and right now the boss lady is my only ticket out of here.
Listen to me. Whatever's going on, it's big. You've got a better chance of getting to the bottom of it if you work with me. But I can't do a thing until you let her go.
Are you stupid? I don't work with dogs. God, you must think I'm some kind of moron. And who can blame you? Because it's exactly what it must look like to everyone right now. Trapped in here by the cops, and my only option is to take a hostage. How screwed up is that?
You didn't say that, huh? Okay. You were played for a fool. You led your people into a trap, and now you're on the verge of getting yourself killed, unless you let her go. You just think that taking a hostage is your only way out of here. You're so committed to that tactic, you're not seeing any other solution. Let her go. You're doing better than you think. You said you're a vet, so I know you've got the balls to handle this. You don't need a civilian to get you out of here.
You're doing better than you think. You're still standing, and that's more than the hacker was expecting. You said you're a vet, so I know you've got the balls to handle this. You don't need the civilian to get you out of here.
You got a good point there. But still, I've got to exploit my advantage. And as long as I hold on to this lady here, you and the cops will be way too scared to come near me. Face it, you got outmaneuvered.
Okay, the only thing the cops are focused on right now is the safety of the civilians, same as you. You've risked your life to do what's best for other people. You're not some drive-by banger. The hostage is my only priority, and that goes double for the police out there. Nobody gives a damn about some coward who hides behind a skirt. The cops will be looking after the civilians, too occupied to worry about you, but if something happens to your civilian hostage, you'll get their attention. Their priorities will shift, and all you'll accomplish is getting yourself killed. In a reason.
The cops will be looking after civilians. They're too busy to worry about you. But if something happens to her, you will get their attention. Their priorities will shift, and all you'll accomplish is getting yourself killed.
I know all that, damn it. The cause is blowing up all around me. My brother's at risk. All because of what that traitor did to us tonight. I've got to fix it, but I can't when I'm stuck in here with you.
Is your whole family this stupid? He was counting on you using a hostage so you get yourself killed and tied up a loose end. You're blundering right into another of his traps. Listen, the hacker's plan was for you to die. He used your brother because he knew you would trust him. That's how well he knows you. He expected you to take a hostage. Just like he knew the cops would kill you for it. I think that one's what I say. You've got more honor than the men who betrayed you. You're not going to let your brother down like this. You were supposed to take a hostage as forcing the cops to silence you permanently. But you're smarter than this. That one would be good too.
The hacker's plan was for you to die. He knew there would be civilians here tonight. He thought of everything. He used your brother because he knew you would trust him. That's how well he knows you. He expected you to take a hostage, just like he knew the cops would kill you for it.
You're right. Damn. You know, he even asked me once about hostages. I told him I would if I had to. I thought I had to here, but I can't afford to, can I? Go on, get out of here. You're free to go. I did what you wanted, so let me go. I got Blade here too, I say.
I've got as much interest in finding out who's really behind this as you do, Cabron.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll owe you one. But I promise you this, someone's gonna pay.
Any sign of him? Adam, what's happening? What's your situation? Adam!
Sanders is gone, boss. But I'm pretty sure he's just a dupe. Somebody else set this up.
Damn it. Okay, I want you back here now. The admin building has a rooftop terrace. Meet for Rita on it.
Copy. Jensen out.
I'll cover you! No!
Okay. Artificial muscles, from a seminar by Hugh Darrow, spring 2009. In the earliest iterations, artificial musculature technologies were a crude patchwork of pistons, pneumatics, and electric motors, but those systems have been surpassed by the creation of synthetic proxies that mimic the actual form and function of human muscle tissue. Known as EAP, that's electroactive polymers, these artificial muscles are capable of linear movement of a type and scale ideally suited for cybernetic prosthetic limbs. The muscles of our bodies alter shape and form when electrochemical nerve signals flow through them, and EAPs operate the same way. When an electric charge passes across the polymer structure, it changes shape. The technologies we're developing at Darrow Industries focus on creating what we call fully plastic actuator mechanism. For one of those. In basic terms, we have a three-part structure, a sandwich of gel layers made up of a matrix of dispersed single-walled carbon nanotubes situated on either side of an ionic fluid pyroelectrolyte core, known as a Bucky gel structure. In reference to the carbon fullerene nanotubes, this design's simple arrangement of soft electrode and electrolyte layers is capable of operating at very low voltages. How should I do this?
Access granted.
Josie, as you know, we're in dire straits here. We have to fulfill several large orders for the alphabet agencies. I think I read this one. Oh yeah, 419 urgent response needed. The President CEO. Dear Sir, confidential business proposal. Having consulted with my colleagues and based on the information gathered from the Nigerian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, I have the privilege to request your assistance to transfer the sum of $45 million, 47,500,000 credits, 47,500,000 into your accounts. The above sum resulted from an over-invoiced contract which executed, commissioned, and paid for about 5 years ago by a foreign contractor. The action was however, intentional since then the fund has been in a suspense account at the Central Bank of Nigeria, Apex Bank. We are now ready to transfer the fund overseas, and that's where you came in. It is important to inform you that as civil servants we are forbidden to operate a foreign account. This is why we require your assistance. The total sum will be shared as follows. 70% us, 25% for you, and 5% for the local and international expenses incident to the transfer. The transfer is risk-free on both sides. I am an accountant with the Nigerian National Transhumanism Corporation, NNTC. If you find this proposal acceptable, we shall require the following documents. Your banker's name, telephone account, and fax numbers. Your private telephone and fax numbers for confidentiality and easy communications. Your letter-headed paper stamped and signed. Alternatively, we'll furnish you with the text of what to do. Type into your letter-headed paper along with breakdown explaining comprehensively what we require of you. So take us 30 working days to accomplish. Please reply urgently. Depend on these contracts for a significant portion of our revenue. Meaning that successful on-time production and delivery of these orders is absolutely necessary to maintain our bottom line. It is extremely important we make the necessary preparations to ramp up production in the plant. I'm going to need a detailed overview of this month's production schedule by the end of the day tomorrow. Sorry about the last-minute request, but I'm confident you know the drill. I have faith that if we knuckle down and pull together, we'll knock this one out of the park. We'll talk to Josie.
Are you alright?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Just a little shaken up, but what about the other hostages? My husband was with them in one of the assembly labs, and I overheard talk about a bomb.
Don't worry, they're safe.
Oh, thank God. When those men surprised us. Mr. Jensen, they should not have been able to get in. With the typhoon being moved in and all, I double-checked the protocols myself.
Yeah, I expect Pritchard's doing the same thing right now. Stay here. DPD will want to question you. But you and your husband should be reunited soon.
Thank you, Mr. Jensen. You're a hero.
There's really no such thing as an absolute security. Oh, I should get some commentary playing. Oh, and make sure I go through this vent in the bathroom. Is there one in here? Yep.
So this particular computer here is one of the important ones in light of the fact that it is the first computer. So this particular computer here is one of the important ones in light of the fact that it is the first computer in the game where you can actually find our first Nigerian email scam. We had a lot of fun with the emails, trying to make it feel like it's a real part of the world and like the world we know. And so you can actually find on every map one Nigerian email somewhere in the map. And in the Hangshaw map, there's actually a computer that you can find where...
Oh my god.
Access granted.
Quality sensors. Hello all, we have all been working extra hard to deliver on some large contracts. As we push our production quotas, I would like to remind... Oh yeah, this is just soda cans. Please guys, remember to wash out your soda cans before depositing them into the recycle bins. The sugar and those things is attracting an awful lot of gnats lately. P.S. You know soda isn't good for you, right? What? It's the first I'm hearing.
You find the person who originated the Nigerian email scam, and his computer lists every single computer in the game that has it. So we were actually debating whether we would make it an achievement to find him, but in the end we kind of cut that one off of the list.
Alright. So I guess I can't hack and listen to those at the same time, because interrupts it. So this is the one I need to go to, so I need to do it this way if I want to get the...
Access granted.
Okay. Temporary disruption of servers I've read. Project 20221010. Tim, just heard from Josie that you and your team have been given clearance to move forward on the re-rig plan. I'm scheduled to a meeting between you, Hal Porter, and me to review workflow and some technical aspects. Are you free to meet this Thursday at 4? And congrats on being selected. There's re-rig improves production flow. If it produces production flow, HQ will be very happy with us. It's Grimes. Alright, oh.
Access granted.
Okay. Do people actually play shareware games on their work computers? Actually, I don't think I read that before, but I bet it's going to be on this one too, so...
Access granted.
Weekend overtime. I have been looking at the sign up for this weekend and I noticed that there's still several people short of full staff. Now, I cannot stress enough how important this contract is to David, my Sarif, and to many of you, so please consider making one small sacrifice for the good of the team. We're counting on you. Josie Thorpe, plant manager. So she's the one who manages all these plants everywhere. Due to the highly competitive and rapidly changing nature of this industry, facility security is of the utmost importance around here. Therefore, I am reminding employees to manage the highest standards possible to ensure that all work-related issues remain off-limits to non-employees. Do not allow others to enter the facility using your employee keycard. Do not ask husbands, wives, or children to meet you inside the building. And most importantly, do not play shareware games during your lunch hour. Security is no laughing matter, or is no laughing joke, people. Thank you for being aware of it. Frank Pritchard. Okay. Oh, there is one.
Access grant.
Theater tickets. Thought maybe someone is interested. I wish I could read. Good luck. Pete Gack sent a message out to the members of the Motor City Theater Lovers group. Subject, Broadway Tickets Raffle. Motor City Theater Lovers is raffling off 2 tickets to see Love Abounds now in its second run on Broadway. Transportation to New York City is not included in the drawing. All raffle proceeds will be used to support next season productions. Help keep theater alive. Quality standards. I have read it, actually. Specs. Just got the specs on the lab sent over on this baby. I gotta tell you, it really makes me nervous. I mean, I call myself a patriot and all that. Jeez, but have you seen what this thing does? Should we really be putting something like this on the market? It's a suicide bomber's dream. Yeah, they're talking about the Typhoon, if you didn't see it. Literally, it'd be better than a suicide bomb because it'd be like almost the same damage, but it'd go away from you. So you could do it again if they didn't stop you, I guess. It's just not as big. You can't like have a big payload.
Access grant.
Okay, oh, meeting up. Annual barbecue, another year sober, is tomorrow at 2:30. Your meeting up group has a meeting tomorrow. There's still room for 35 more. Details, Grand Circus Park, 2:30 p.m. Meet on the south side. Oh, the Trilateral Commission. Oh, I see the easiest way is probably to do it this way, this way. This one we can't go through, so I had to do it down here.
Access grant.
Final push on contract. There's a lot of computers here. This is the admin building, so everybody just sits on computers all day.
Access granted.
This one I don't think I read. It's like, we're getting on, man. Fridge is stocking ready to go. Daddy boy, Tigers versus Oreos on Picus Monday night.
Access granted.
Just finished looking over the re-break plan. It's funny how they email each other when they're like so close together. Tim Caldwell came up with for assembly line 2. It's ambitious, but really think it could work. And if we prove it, we'll cut down runtime without compromising safety and quality. I'm pretty sure David will agree with it. Tell Tim his team has a go-ahead. Then set up a meeting with them to review workflow and technical aspects. I don't need to attend. P.S. In case I forgot to tell you this morning, thanks. I'm really looking forward to date night next week. Oh, to Greg Thorpe. That's her husbando. Guess I can look at the names. F. Marchand.
Access granted.
I did read this one. Like, you see what that thing is, right? It's like a suicide bomber's dream. This is like a short one, so it's kind of one of the most annoying. Okay, I got them all. Now there's just the one. I can also talk to these guys.
I wouldn't have thought a security guard could handle this. Not even
An augmented one, yeah, okay.
So we are about to enter the first social boss fight with Zeke Sanders, and actually the story here is that early on we decided that, for some reasons that I can't remember very well, but we decided that you wouldn't be able to use the social augmentation against this guy, and that as we were fleshing out the upgrade system, we were mapping out not mapping out, but establishing the pacing at which rhythm you would get the praxis kits or the praxis points. And that's why at the beginning of the game, I'm not fully happy with how many praxis kits that you get as you move forward.
Well, if I remember correctly, this was the third social boss fight that we wrote, and at the time that we wrote it, we didn't even have the concept of praxis kits. You had to go to the limb clinic to get operated on, and so when we did we knew that you wouldn't get augmented before that, and you'd have no chance to have the social aug. So I think that's why we decided not to have it initially in this conversation, because we knew you wouldn't have had a chance to get it yet. And later we came in with the idea of the praxis kits, and at that point it became this issue of, oh wait, we have to make sure we don't give you two because you might have it and we don't support it.
And what happened is that, like I was just saying, what happened is that after that, at the beginning of the game, the pacing to get augmentations is too slow, and it's something that we're aware of and we're not happy with it, but because of those decisions and with what you explained, we were forced to keep it this way. So
that's not how I expected it to end. But you can get the social log before you, it's in your head actually, I think. Before you do this boss fight, but I got the reflex booster instead. But they even said it'd be useless to get the social enhancer before the boss fight. Alright, so I talked to...
I thought that maniac was going to kill me. I hope you did the right thing letting him go like that.
I wouldn't have thought a security guard could handle this. Serious, boy? Not even an augment. What the hell happened in there? I thought you were supposed to handle the situation.
I did. Nobody's dead at all.
Sorry, Mr. Thorpe. The target is on lockdown. I can't let anyone in.
But my wife, she's still in there. I need to know that she's okay.
You'll have to wait until the building is secure. Now back up and let the SWAT team do their job, please.
My wife, is she all right?
She's fine. A little shaken up, though. Swab will need to debrief her, but you'll see her soon.
I don't know what to say. I think I've given up on her. You're a true hero, man. I'll find some way to repay this, I swear.
There's no need for that. I was just doing my job.
Don't be modest. I didn't recognize you before, but I know who you are, Mr. Jensen. And I know you weren't supposed to be back at work yet. Thank God you are. I'll be in touch. Count on it.
Oh, that guy has a cold. I knew it.
Yeah, so here, as you can see, in this office building, there is a sea full of computers. And as you also know, we had to write emails for every single computer that existed in the game. And one of the big challenges we had in doing that was that we never quite knew ahead of time how many computers there would be. There was the level design was coming to us and saying, you know, we need to know how many emails, how many computers you want, and we were saying to level design, well, we need to know how many computers you intend to put in there, and no one would actually make a decision. And we were doing it so late in the process as well that when we actually sat down there to write them, we weren't really sure at that point how many computers there would be. So it was pretty interesting until we finally got our communication straight and were able to say, okay, look, can you give me a few more computers, or could you take away a few computers, because we just don't quite have it down. So that was a really big challenge, and we learned an awful lot through the process, so we got it right with the DLC, the missing link.
Speaking of computers as well, something that we could add, because again, it's something that people sometimes don't think about, how something simple or something that looks simple is actually very complicated, is that, you know, in the game we have the interactive computers, right? The ones that you're talking about now. We have the security hubs, the blue ones that are also interactive. And there's the how do you say, the props computers, the ones that are just for
filling the world.
Just filling the world, like the ones that you cannot use. And it actually, these things generate very complex problems, because especially with someone like Jeff as a game director, where he wants everything to be very clear and systemic, you have to make sure that the visual language is very, very clear between the ones that you can use, the ones that you cannot use, and what their purposes are. And that created a bit of a few headaches and everything to get it done right.
But you guys pull it off.
Yes, we did.
Well, so that's the end of the mission in manufacturing plant, and maybe a lot of players didn't know that, but actually you can go back into the plant now that the mission is over. The police officers just took over the plant.
Yes, they won the battle.
Yeah, they won the
bridge.
battle, and if you go back, you can go back until the beginning of the map and meet a lot of police officers along the way. You even have one police officer that is taking picture of the hacker that killed himself in front of you, and you can talk to all of them, and they have their barks and everything.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
it is, and most people don't realize they can do that.
And to me, it was really important, because it was like, it's a game where you can go where you want, whenever you want, and we should maintain the logic of the story regardless of what you do. And I remember that what I wanted was giving a lot of headaches to the level designers, but also to the writers as well, because they had to write more about these things. So in a couple of places in the game we didn't do it, and with the storytelling of what was happening, we were kind of sort of justifying that there's no way back. But as much as possible, it was a rule of thumb, like, okay, we're at the end of the map, we need to support going back at the beginning. But this is the one that we did it the best.
And I remember the level designers kept trying to come back to you with, well, can we cut them off at the elevator?
No.
Maybe we can cut them off here.
No.
But what if we stop them here?
No.
but we could put like a barricade from the police.
No.
And that... Thanks to
it.
JF, you can go back and find all those goodies.
Again, like, is it important or not? For me, was more the attention to the detail and trying to keep the credibility of the place and stuff. So.
I can't believe they think a lot of people didn't know about that. I like the police officer who just continuously keeps hitting that door and it never opens. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else around.
You made a lot of people happy tonight, Jensen. And not just the men in suits.
It's what they pay me for.
No. They pay you to put corporate interests ahead of people. You found a way to satisfy everyone. Guess Dr. Reed was telling the truth about you.
Megan? What are you talking about, Malik?
Before you were hired, she said the papers were lying about Mexican Town. That you weren't fired from the force. You quit when you realized Protect and Serve had become Protect and Serve the corporate interest. Nice to see she was right. You ready to go?
Yeah, this is what clued me in that you could go back. It's like, wait, you can just say, I'm not gonna go? Like, I don't know what they mean most people didn't know about it.
Yeah, get me out of here, Malik.
Your wish is my command. Climb in.
I think they tell the story of what happened in Mexican Town in the Deus Ex comics, but I'm not sure.
New orders just in, Jensen. The boss wants Pritchard to examine the Typhoon ASAP.
Copy that. Thanks for the lift.
No problem. Hey, and Jensen, I just wanted to say, new look suits you. Like you haven't missed a beat at all.
Thanks.
So, how's it feel, being augmented?
Excuse me?
Don't take it the wrong way. I mean, I've got a few neuro enhancements myself. Discreet ones to help me fly better. But I chose to get them implanted. You didn't. Now that you had a chance to try them out, what do you think?
I'm gonna be the guy who loves being augmented, I think.
You're right. I didn't choose to get augmented. And I still don't know if I would have if given the choice. But today felt good. Surprisingly good.
Dr. Reed said you'd take to them. Said it was in your genes. Just be careful, okay? A lot of people think there's a reason the human body rejects this technology over time.
I didn't peg you for the type who gets caught up in metaphysical debates, Malik.
I'm not. I told you myself, I've got neuro enhancements. I'm just saying the choices we do get to make inevitably have consequences.
Yeah. Tell that to the bastard who did this to me.
I hear you. And you know what? You're not the only person in this place who wants to find him. So if I can help in any way, all you gotta do is ask.
Actually, there is something. I want to know about the first attack.
Fine. Ask away.
You were there that night. What do you remember about it?
That it was chaos. First, everybody figured there'd been some kind of accident, but Pritchard couldn't get a good visual and communications were haywire. Then we heard the explosions. By the time anyone knew what had hit us...
They were gone.
Whoever they were good, Jensen. Special training good.
Did anyone else see them? The men who attacked?
Not well enough to get a description. Pritchard got some fuzzy images off one of the intellicams, but his tapes were all confiscated by Homeland Security.
Homeland? I heard Homicide passed it over to Special Investigations. Detroit Special Investigations.
They did, for the first month. After that, all I really know is the case is still pending, and Mr. Sarif is not pleased.
I've been thinking about why they attacked. What they were really after.
Isn't it obvious? They didn't want us going to Washington.
No, that was just timing. Hearings can be rescheduled. Somebody else can present Megan's findings.
I don't think so, Jensen. They took out her whole team. Declan Faraday, Vasily Savchenko, Nia Colvin, even Eric Koss. The labs their bodies were found in.
Were burned to a crisp. I know.
The only reason you weren't caught in the fire was because that retaining wall came down. Saved your life, believe it or not.
So the whole attack was just to destroy Megan's research.
Sure looks that way. Mr. Sarif is hoping to reconstruct it, but it may take months. If he can keep us solvent that long.
I'm gonna find him, Malik. One way or another.
I believe you. And just so you know, when you do, I've got your back.
I appreciate that, Malik, but right now...
You've got to get the Typhoon into the tech lab, right. See you later, then. Oh, and Jensen, the boss wants a face-to-face debrief in his office once it's secure.
Roger that. Good night, Malik.
Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm gonna end it here.